Yeah, ain't got no time. I'm about my father's business. I'm about my father's business. This mission has no limits. This mission has no limits. Stacking his knowledge to spend it. Stacking his knowledge to spend it. Don't even need me a minute. I don't even need me a minute. Ain't no one can stop me. No. I'm about my father's business. All about that business. Ain't no one can stop me. No. I'm about my father's business. Let me go. Yeah. This is that strong safety. That Palomalu. I made her come up with Steelers. Now they all brand new. I am no African, no. But brother, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, yeah. Ain't thinking about commas. Don't know who you thinking I am, but you can call me a proclaimer. I'm about the truth of no brainer. Keep a precept in the chamber. I'm in a different world, acknowledge a powerful proof. He taught me to be a man, you cannot find it some goose. I do not hang with the bugles, reppin' the Zion with lions. We cannot run out of power, not when your who is supplied. Bro, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I know the wages for sinners. I take the scrutiny, yes. I put that fruit in the blender. Working with tough skin, grew up with nothing. Didn't take plan or poke to know who be bluffing. They know I be strictly taught. Definitely comes with an art. In order to get it together, we gonna need us some order. I'm about my father's business. I'm about my father's business. This mission has no limits. This mission had no limits. Stacking his knowledge to spend it. Stacking his knowledge to spend it. Don't even need me a minute. I don't even need me a minute. Ain't no one can stop me. No. I'm about my father's business. All about that business. Ain't no one can stop me. No. I'm about my father's business. Let me go. Yeah.
Shalom, Yasharallah. I hope all is well. I'm just going to jump right in here. Chapter 15 of Ezekiel. We read in 14 what we learned by reading chapter 14 is that it's not every man for himself, but it's basically every man for himself. We don't walk around with that kind of attitude, but we do need to understand that we're going to have to more than likely walk this out alone until we get to the promised land. That's something that we need to understand, but that's just how it is. Just like he was talking about Job and Daniel and Moses, that they had to walk it out alone. And in a world of paganry and filth and wickedness, you're not going to receive a lot of fellowship. That's something that Abba has to pound into my brain over and over again. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's reality. So let's see what he has in store for us here in chapter 15, verse 1. Then the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, how is the vine tree better than any tree? The vine branch that has been among the trees of the forest? Is wood taken from it to be made into any work? Do they take a peg from it to hang any vessel on it? So do you know what tree we're talking about, that the Most High's talking about here? I told you that the tree in the midst of the garden, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, it's the way of life. It's a concept. It's pride. The fruit of that tree is pride. It's doing what thou will. Do what you want. You will not surely die. It's death. So could that be talking about the tree, the Kabbalah tree? They call it the tree of life. Is wood taken from it to be made into any work? Do they take a peg from it from it to hang any vessel on? See, into the fire it shall be given for fuel. Both ends of it the fire shall burn, and its middle shall be scorched. Is it fit for any work? Now, the work the Most High is talking about is actual work. Working for what's good, for the kingdom, for life. Not for falsehood, for paganry, for pedophilia, for idol worship. Not for that, but for actual life. If it ain't for life and for good, something positive, actually positive, it's not work. That tree, that idea, do what thou will, do what makes you look good, do what gets you the likes and the winks. That's do what thou will. That's death. That's not work. That's digging yourself a hole to be buried in. See, when it was intact, it was not made for work. How much less when the fire has burned it and it is scorched shall it be used for work. This is what you need to understand. He just took us through 14 and let us know we would more than likely have to walk this journey out alone, but that is part of our growing process. That's part of this faith that he wants us to have, that we need to have, that we need to be able to walk out. Like I've said before, he's jealous. He says he is. He don't want you having anyone in your corner. He wants to be your corner. Alone. He's telling you right here that you should see no good in that tree of the knowledge of good and evil and its fruit, pride, right now. And in here pretty soon, it's going to be scorched and done away with, where there will be nothing left of it anyway. So remove any of it that you may have, and make sure you go in and check, just like you do before the Feast of Unleavened Bread. When you go in your house and you look for any yeast, any stuff that makes the bread rise, that puffs you up, you need to be doing that right now. We're coming into that season where Passover's coming up. We need to be crossing the threshold. And you should know what I'm talking about. You should know that the Most High's word has multiple meanings. But we should be able to use it to define what it's saying. Verse 6, therefore, thus said the Master Yahuwah, as the vine tree among the trees of the forest, which I have given to the fire for fuel, so I shall give up the inhabitants of Jerusalem. That's you probably who's listening to this, who wants to be Yasharallah. Jerusalem, I've said it before, the word defines that whore of Babylon, that great city that's going to fall, as the American spirit, as what has created the rottenness of this earth. It's spoiled the whole earth. That's what that is. Well, the spirit of Jerusalem is people who look like from the outside, because of their whitewash, to be people of faith who believe and give esteem to the Most High. But if you truly give esteem to the Most High, it isn't hard to see where someone else's esteem goes. They can tell you all they want till they're blue in the face that they esteem and give it all to the Most High, but you'll be able to tell. And it's not up for you to be concerned with what they do, other than that you love them. But what you do is your concern. Where is your motivation coming from? Does it come from likes and following and cars and trucks and houses and boats? Or does it come from just going to the Most High, walking barefoot if you have to get to Him, throwing all that you have in your pockets out, because it's not going to be worth anything anyways. It's a tool. Your motivation shouldn't be to stack. It shouldn't be stacking paper. It should be stacking treasures in heaven. It should be the Father's will. That should be your motivation. Verse 7, and I shall set my face against them. They shall go out from fire, but fire consumes them. And you shall know that I am Yahuwah when I set my face against them. And I shall make the land a wasteland because they commit trespass, declares the Master Yahuwah. He said a wasteland that only Daniel, Job, and was it Moses? Let's go look. Was it Moses? I think it was Moses, maybe. I know it was Daniel and Job. He said right there, and Noah would save themselves for their righteousness, for the way they walk, for their humility. But even their sons and their daughters, no one around them will make it. So what he's saying here is it'll be a wasteland. There won't be any people out here speaking the word of the Most High. It's a wasteland. That's what we're walking through. That's what we need to understand, is that we walk through a wasteland, a dump, and we should have no part of it. It's hard, I know, but that's what you have to do. That's the goal, to be spotless before the Most High, Abba Yahuwah, our wonderful Creator. The goal is to come sliding in, crawling in, face down, and giving him all honor, all praise, all glory, and all esteem. Next time, chapter 16. Shalom.